Joining us now, Ian Rapoport from NFL.com and NFL Network. And Ian, you tweeted that the Browns brass met with Alex Mack over the weekend. How would you characterize that meeting going, and do you expect the Browns to be able to get him signed before free agency?
Well, I mean, first of all, as far as that meeting goes, I think it was a really smart move. I think it was clear that, with the old regime, Alex Mack did not see himself as someone who would return to Cleveland. But, what this group has done is pave the way for a guy to return who is really important to them. I mean, he's a veteran center. He's very good, which really helps. But, assuming they draft a quarterback or bring in a quarterback from elsewhere, they're going to need a savvy veteran center to help ease the transition. And, if you asked me after the season, I would have said zero chance he returns. But you ask me now, I think there is a chance. I really do.
What do you think Alex needs to hear, though? Because it sounds to me like the bigger issue was the previous folks here. What does he need to hear?
Well, I think there's two parts to this. One is value, and it's not just player X wants this much money. It's also, the team, the franchise needs to show Alex Mack and any player, that they're important, that they're part of the bigger picture. And to me, one of the best ways is to sit down with the owner, the coach, and general manager and have them explain to him, you're important. And I think that's one thing. And, obviously the other is that it's not the same old Browns. It's the exact thing that Jimmy Haslam is fighting against. He wants to show that there's going to be stability going forward, that it's going to be a place where you can win. And explaining how all that is going to take place, are part of those meetings as well.
Yeah, it's an important thing to say, listen, we want to have some continuity with you, and this is going to be a good place to be. Do you get the sense that if he hits free agency, there's no chance he comes back, or do you think it is certainly possible that he tests the waters and still returns to Cleveland if a deal's not struck before March 11th?
Well, I think they're going to try to keep him from hitting free agency. But I haven't gotten any sense that it's March 11th or bust.
Ian, as you look to T.J. Ward, another guy, of course, who hits the open market, do you see the Browns applying a tag today possibly to him? The speculation had been not Alex Mack, because that would all be about getting a longer-term deal done, but Ward, because it's not as cost-prohibitive as safety or whatever. With that in the backdrop of a Jairus Byrd, former Mike Pettin safety, being available, how does talk about the dynamic of those two things and what you expect to happen by 4 p.m. today, if anything, with Ward?
Well, as of right now, I would be a little surprised if they tag T.J. Ward. And obviously the safety tag isn't that much, but if they believe there's a possibility that Jairus Byrd could be out there, then I could see that being the guy that they want. And you don't necessarily want to be like the Bucs, who invested a first-round pick and a huge free agent deal at the safety position. That's a lot for a position that is just not really the most dynamic in today's game. It's not a pass rusher, it's not a corner, it's not a quarterback. So, I would think as long as Jairus Byrd is potentially out there, I'm not sure they would tag T.J. Ward. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to lose him. If Byrd signs 2 days from now, then they could always quickly act and strike a deal with Ward. But, I think with Byrd, you get someone who's known Mike Pettin's system, who's been there, who can help teach it. That's one of them. He's a great playmaker, and that really helps. But he's someone who can help everyone else understand, what needs to be done in this system.